What's good, everybody? Ambassador here with Theme Park ERT. We're back at Magic Mountain with another exclusive interview. And this is a big one. You know the man, you know the hair, you know the channel. Taylor Bybee from Coaster Studios. What's up, buddy?
Dude, how's it going?
Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being on the show, man. I really appreciate you coming.
Dude, I love Magic Mountain. Any excuse to get out here, I'll take it.
Yes, great. So we want to have our viewers and your viewers know a little bit more about you.
Sure.
So let's just start with Coaster Studios. When did you start? When was your very first video?
First video was in January of 2013. I was a freshman in high school, so it gives you an idea, math of my age. I'm 22, so it was a while ago. I was young, I didn't really know what I was doing, and the first video I made was Silver Dollar City versus Dollywood.
Nice,
which should you go to? Of course, I had never been to either, so of course I am so qualified to talk about which is better. I don't even remember what won, but it doesn't really matter. So I've been doing it now for, well, it's 2020, so that's 7 years, and I'm loving it. I guess people liked it too, because, I mean, I don't know, I'm at about 150,000 subscribers now.
Nice.
Insane.
So how many videos do you have? Put you on the spot.
Like, well over 1,000. I'd say maybe like 1,300, 1,500, something in there.
How many parks have you been to?
Well over 100 at least. I know how many coasters I've ran. I don't know if I've counted parks. I know I've been to parks in 3 different continents, and I think that's pretty cool.
What are those continents?
So, North America.
Hey!
Yeah, Europe, and then Asia with Japan. So, and hopefully we will be able to add Antarctica and their elusive coaster credits to that list eventually.
Icebreaker. So throw out your coaster count while you're at it.
About 715.
Coaster Studios, like, what made you want to start the channel? Like, what got you into being an enthusiast?
Sure. So when I was young, I made a lot of home movies, and it was because I was bored in the summertime. I didn't really have anything to do when school wasn't going on, and so my mom said, why don't you make a home movie? And so I just featured my sister in it. I sometimes joke, I never stopped making home movies, because I'm making these movies from the comfort of my bed. So it's been a wild ride, and I eventually, you know, kind of put 2 and 2 together with my passion for theme parks and roller coasters, which developed probably around the 7th grade. So I actually started making home movies before I started riding roller coasters, and then eventually I was like, I'm just gonna put them together and, you know, just make videos about what I'm passionate about. And I love the industry. I've grown up with some of these rides that have, you know, we've seen them come out from day one, and now I've been able to do some coverage for them. I've gotten to know the people who work at the parks, like, you know, attended places like IAPO to get further involved with the industry. So it's taken me places I never expected to go to.
That's awesome. It all started with your home park, which was originally...
It's Kings Dominion, and I say it still is.
Right.
Yeah.
You're pretty close to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg as well.
Right, yeah. So a little bit further. And then I'm a college student in Utah, and so while I'm out there, Lagoon is my home park away from my home park.
They call that the cabin park, right?
I
your
guess.
cabin?
Do they? I don't know.
Your vacation home park?
Sure, yeah, let's go with that, yeah.
That's so cool. So with all the parks that you've been to, and on different continents, things like that, can you give us your perspective of what you noticed about the major differences between ride ops and like park operations in different countries versus the United States?
Yeah, so first of all, there are a lot of major differences. I mean, when you get to some countries like maybe like the UK, not as different, but I mean, I'll throw Japan out there because that was the last country I visited where you'd think Japan, super efficient and everything, but over there they have this different level of safety where it's about, okay, we're gonna take our time and make sure we get this right. And we're not gonna let you allow to choose where you want to sit, or just, it's weird. Also, they love restraints, so they're not shy to just, we're gonna make sure you're not going anywhere. It's like, wow, I cannot even move. Right. So that's one thing that immediately stood out to me. Europe, in terms of the safety standards, it's actually pretty similar to America. You'll get some places that have really fast operations. They're all about efficiency, and I throw Germany out there as the big one. You get to some places that maybe not as much a priority. I'd say Spain is not as much. It's not top priority, is being efficient. They're just kind of, you know, rolling with whatever happens. So yeah, it's different. I guess it's kind of like how in America you have some parks that efficiency is maybe not their top priority, or You get some places like Universal or Disney where, I mean, they're getting those things out real quick. So I'd say it's not as different than here in America.
And you say with the Disney and Universal parks, like worldwide, it's pretty standard.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, very standardized.
So for an enthusiast that's been all over the world, read so many different rides like that, can you name a time, I'm gonna put you on the spot,
Okay,
that surprised you the most? Whatever it is, like just shocked you or surprised you. You're like, whoa, this is so great.
Okay, I would say when I've met people that have had their lives impacted in some sort of way, like a major life change because of the channel. I'll throw out there, I know like people that they're dating because like they met their person because they're like at a park and they're like, one of them was wearing a Coaster Studio shirt or an enthusiast, or like they somehow got talking about the channel, like they're in a relationship or something. That's happened a couple times where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Weird. So I would say something like that where someone has had a visible impact from the channel, that they're, whether it's they found their passion, they gained friends because of it, just connections and that kind of thing. So stuff like that blows my mind.
And you know, that's probably something when you set out to make this channel, you probably had no idea.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Who would?
Right. Okay, so I'm actually going to put you on a little bit on the spot again, just for fun. Since King's Dominion is your home park,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little game that we like to call GP or OG. Are you ready for this? I'll explain the rules before we start. I want you to name, not the defunct coasters, all the coasters at King's Dominion and their ride manufacturer, and if you can throw in the year that they came to the park, you'll get a bonus. And
What's the bonus?
The bonus will be some Dippin' Dots. It'll be delicious.
Okay.
And you need to do it in 15 seconds.
What? Wait a minute.
GP or OG. Start the clock.
Okay, so we have Scooby-Doo, that came opening year. Then we had Rebel Yell, that's 2 coasters. I'm not going chronological order anymore. Hurler, Grizzly, Shockwave, Hypersonic XLC, Galaxy, Intimidator 305, Anaconda, Volcano, may it rest in peace, Avalanche, frick, what am I missing? Dominator, we're probably out of time. Yeah, that's
Hey, you did pretty good.
Did I miss anything?
Here, we're gonna put up here.
I missed the kiddie coaster! I totally forgot to name manufacturer.
Look at your score.
Wow!
That's awesome. Also, just some quick rapid fire questions that we've actually pulled from comments of your actual videos.
Oh, really?
Things
Okay.
It's like, so
How do you afford this? No,
well,
okay.
I mean, we'll go along those lines.
Okay.
You've been able to do this enough to where you make
a living.
are able to make a living
Yeah,
off of doing it.
sure. Yes, that's correct.
Correct. Yes, that was good.
Okay.
Number 2. What is your favorite show at a park?
Ooh, I would say Universal Studios Hollywood Waterworld is a big one.
So underrated.
That's amazing. I was blown away the first time I saw that show. Yeah, I'd say any show that combines special effects, action, and a good story. Another good one was All for One at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. They don't do that anymore. It ran for maybe 2 years, but that was like a Three Musketeers show, and I thought that was fantastic. So
Right.
I'd say those are some of my favorites.
Another question that gets asked a lot. What is your favorite park food?
Okay, well,
And we'll break that up into 2 things. What's the type of food?
Yeah.
And which park has the best food?
okay, so as for which park has the best, I think Dollywood is
wow.
one of the top ones for sure. Of course, everyone knows the cinnamon bread, but like they just have good stuff. They have an all-you-can-eat buffet with Granny's Kitchen. They have variety, so it's not all just Southern cooking. So Dollywood is one of my absolute favorites to go to for food. In terms of best type of food, I'm not a fan of the basics. So like funnel cakes, no. I hate hot dogs. I love burgers, and pizza is great, but I don't typically get pizza at parks. I like, mixed up a bit. So in terms of like standard food, I always look for if there's like a good like Philly cheesesteak or something like that.
Right, something different, kind of.
That's not standardized. Because we all know park food, and most of us like, park food. So I'm like, okay, what can we have? Earlier today at Magic Mountain, I had a chili cheese baked potato.
Yes.
And it was good.
Katie's Kettle.
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Now, speaking of which, also, we're here at our home park, which is Six Flags Magic Mountain. Can you give any tips to anybody coming to this park for the first time? I know you come here fairly often.
Decent. I'd say it's my home Six Flags Park, which is ironic. I come from Virginia, but I come here way more than Six Flags America.
What are some of your tips for your fans, for the viewers? Someone coming here for the first time.
Okay, sure. So the first thing, I always carry a bag with me, so loose articles are something I'm always thinking about. X2 is the only one that has lockers that you have to pay for. My recommendation with that is make sure that if you are carrying a bag, that either it can fit in the locker, because it's maybe like that big maybe, or if you're with someone that is not interested in riding, have them wait in the line with you, so that way they can hold on to your bag, and then that way you're saving $1, something like that. It sounds like middle, but I mean, you know, it's something to keep in mind.
You got a helicopter.
Oh man, they found me. All right, so another tip, if you get here at park opening, Full Throttle always has one of the longest lines.
Right.
That's great to knock out early. Another one that's, I mean, everyone always says X2, but it's not, I don't know if I'd say go there first or...
X2 actually makes a better night ride, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Go to the back of the park for the first
That's a good one.
day,
West Coast
come
Races
back.
is brand new.
Yes.
That's a good one to also knock out.
What's your
So
thoughts on West
basically,
Coast?
sorry, great. No, I was gonna say just go to either of the two premieres first.
Yes.
West Coast is so fun. Like, I love being able to stick your friends on the other side, and then you're racing, you're just watching them the whole time. And, yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. Just good fun. Yeah.
All right. And now, for Coaster Studios, and you personally, what attraction or ride or coaster are you most looking forward to that hasn't been opened yet?
Okay, so like something that's coming out like this year?
Yes.
Okay. So one that is not an obvious answer, in my opinion, that I am so excited for are the new Vekomas debuting in Europe. We have Fly at Fantasia, and that's a launch flying coaster. I am so psyched for that. I think that's going to be amazing. Another one is Vekoma's debuting a new SLC called this STC, Suspended Thrill Coaster, that looks like, I mean, if you're following what the new Vekomas are, they are miles ahead of the old ones. They've really changed the game, and so for that reason, the new STC, I'm really intrigued to see how that is. And then Energylandia is also debuting a new Vekoma launch coaster. So I would say, you know, everyone's saying Iron Gwazi, even Pantheon is debuting my big park, which believe me, I'm so excited for it. Those new Vekomas, they have me intrigued because I don't know what to expect, and that's why I'm excited for it.
Well, it also seems like they've been listening to the enthusiast community.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of hate was thrown toward the SLCs and things like that. So it's interesting to see these new models coming out going, okay, we hear you, we hear you. Wait till you see what's next.
Absolutely.
And speaking of what's next for Coaster Studios in the future? What do you see the channel doing 5-10 years in the future?
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of it, I really want to take the film production quality to the highest level that is possible. You know, I really want I try to make everything quality, but in my opinion, you're always improving. It's always best to see what we can do to make everything better so that we're not just staying stagnant, you know? So I hope that quality of video, editing, directing, all that stuff improves, which I'm going to school for, so hopefully that helps. And in terms of like very near future, what's new, I'm going to Europe twice this year to check out some new parks. So again, we're continuing with the international travels, which is something that I've really been trying to focus on. I really want to make this a worldwide channel because for a while it was strictly America, but I'm like, you know what, it's a big world out there. There's enthusiasts from all these other countries, so I really want to put some other emphasis on some of those parks that just don't get talked about enough. Everyone, as much as I love Magic Mountain, it gets talked about a lot. Why are the cops everywhere?
Speaking of quality, don't forget audio.
Yes.
You got an idling bus and the sheriff's department helicopter. Audio's important. Yikes. All right, it's all good. Like, I really appreciate that answer because, you know, as your channel has grown, and then as you've noticed, you've got fans from all over the world. You had a fan come up to you in Japan,
which blew my mind.
And so everywhere you go, you're going to be making those more fans.
Yes.
And, you know, hopefully that this interview will give back to your fans so they know a little bit more about you personally.
Yeah.
And, you know, we really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
Again,
absolutely.
Everybody, Taylor Bybee, friend of the channel, Coaster Studios. Appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. I've been the ambassador, and this has been your Theme Park ERT.